Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with Saint-Saëns' last opera, L'Ancêtre. He wrote a bunch of operas. I don't know, there's 8, 10, I don't know, a lot of them. And, the only one people know these days is Samson and Delilah, but there's some wonderful, wonderful works. I really should talk about the rest of them at some point. I'll get to them, I promise. I have to do it. This is one of these marvelous Zane productions where you get an entire fabulous book, with notes and fabulous essays. You have Fauré's review of the premiere in Monte-Carlo in 1906. Really, really fabulous documentation, complete text and translation into English. And this is a wonderful opera. First of all, it's short. It's a verismo opera. It's only 89 minutes, all told. Hour and a half. People would say, well, that's not long enough. These days it actually is. When you think about it, Janacek operas could be about 90 minutes. You could get away with it today, especially with an intermission somewhere thrown in there between Act 1 and Acts 2 and 3, because it breaks up perfectly. Act 1 is 40 minutes, and Acts 2 and 3 together are 50 minutes. So I would go in a heartbeat. The music is beautiful, really beautiful. Saint-Saëns at this point, it was 1906. He was a master. He knew what he was doing. He had good dramatic instincts. He wasn't fabulous at, sweaty, furry, hairy passion things. His music was always a little cultured, a little bit reserved. But so what? Lots of people were like that. And the story, he characterizes the story well, I have to say. The second act is dynamite. The second act has a funeral march, a déploration, an oration. It's got a curse thing, and it's all like a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It moves. It really, really moves. Terrific stuff. I'll give you the plot. You have to hear the plot. The plots are so much fun with these things. Then we can talk about the performance a little, and then you could go out and buy this, for heaven's sake. What else are you doing with your time? Okay, here we go. A rural setting in the mountains of Corsica. Oh, it's about a blood feud, like, the Hatfields and the McCoys, or the Montagues and the Capulets, that sort of thing. Okay, an ancient and implacable hatred, of course it's ancient and implacable, divides the Fabiani and the Pietranera families. The hermit Raffaella, who is trying to reconcile them, has summoned friends and farmers from both sides for this purpose. There's always a hermit who's trying to reconcile people. Remember in Berlioz's Romeo and Juliet? Well, you've got Reverend what's his name or whoever who's trying to, reconcile them. But the hermit, holy hermit, whatever. Okay, the Pietranera are headed by a young officer in Napoleon's army. Oh, yeah, the Napoleonic Wars are also happening. Yeah, Tebaldo. Among the members of the Fabiani family who have answered the hermit's call are 2 young women, Vanina and her foster sister Margherita. Both of them love Tebaldo, of course. But it is Margherita, the favorite, who has promised him her hand in marriage. Everyone is ready to abandon the old grudge at last when Vanina's grandmother, Nunziata, who is almost blind, comes staggering in. She's almost blind. Never mind. Supported by her grandson, Leandri, and the pig keeper, Bersica. The pig keeper is always important in these things. In vain, the venerable hermit beseeches her in God's name to utter the words of peace everyone is waiting for, but Nunziata fiercely retorts that any reconciliation with the Pietranera is impossible. The crowd disperses in despair. Left alone, Margherita and Tebaldo, as they part, promise to meet again. And Tebaldo sings a little arioso about how nasty people are. Act 2, on Nunziata's farm. Vanina is worried about her brother Leandri's absence. In the distance, indistinct voices can be heard. They come closer. Then servants carry Leandri's body in on a stretcher. He has been slain by Tebaldo, from the Icky family, on the other side of the fence. Old Nunziata, alerted by the cries, comes forward, staggering, and, stricken to the heart by this new woe, mourns the kind and valiant grandson who has been taken from her. Then, mastering her violent grief, she declares war on the Pietranera, That's the curse bit. To avenge the dead man, she chooses Vanina. It is Leandri's sister's duty to strike down the enemy. Heartbroken, Vanina is forced to swear to kill the man she loves, Tebaldo. Okay, Act 3. Tebaldo and Margarita meet on a hill blooming with flowers, where the hermit will soon bless their union and help them escape. Not far away, by a fountain, the pig keeper, Borsica, comes to bring his rifle to Vanina. Pig keepers always have rifles, handy. Who, hesitating in the face of the dreadful task she has to perform, tells him to put the weapon down and leave. But now Nunziata appears. She hears the voices of Tebaldo and Margarita as they emerge from the chapel. She finds them embracing tenderly. "What are you waiting for?" she shouts to Vanina. The young woman, trembling, falls to her knees in tears, saying she cannot kill the man she loves, and she rushes forward to save Tebaldo. But Nunziata picks up the gun and fires it herself. Then she leaves, believing she has killed the young man, but it is Vanina who has been hit. She comes back and dies at Borsica's feet. End of opera. That's what happens when you give the nearly blind, staggering grandma the gun to shoot with. She has no clue what she's shooting. She's blind. Oh my, what a disaster. Yes, so that's the story. It was rather popular. It went over well, probably because it's short and punchy and full of good tunes. And this is a very good performance. It features the Orchestra Philharmonic de Monte-Carlo and the Philharmonic Chorus of Tokyo, actually, under Kazuki Yamada, who conducts with expertise and guts, which is what we need here. And let's see, who are the singers? The singers are really very, very good. Let me just get the cast list here. Here we go. Let's see. Jennifer Holloway is Nunziata. She warms up. She starts out, she sounds a little wobbly here and there, but as the passions build and as she gets to screech and scream and sound vengeful, she does a pretty good job. She really does. Gail Arquez is Vanina, who is frail and very, she sounds hesitant and not vocally hesitant, but, her character is hesitant. Hélène Carpentier is Margarita, and she does a great job. Julien Henric as Tebaldo. Well, he's one of those light tenor types, and he's okay. He's good enough. He gets the job done. Let's put it that way. He's good in the love duets and whatnot, so he's okay. And Michael Arivony as Raphael is very, very good. I mean, he's got a lot to sing. I mean, this hermit is everywhere. He's just hermitizing the whole place. And he does a very, very good job. He has a lovely voice, and it sounds great. Then we've got the old pig keeper, Mathieu Lécroart as Borsica the pig keeper. He oinks, and, well, And Yui Yoshino as a woman. Well, who cares? Okay, it's a good, solid performance of a totally unknown work, one that I think you'll really enjoy because it's short and peppy, and it's colorful, and the story's a good one, and it gets the job done. And of course, these Bruzen performances, I mean, these recordings, productions are just wonderful and full of kind of quality we never see anymore, unless you have private, incredibly wealthy foundations subsidizing them, as here. So give it a shot. I think you'll enjoy it. I really do. Keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.